All right. So, where do I start? You know, um, let's start with Vivica Fox. Vivica ain't acting like a fox right now. She acting butthurt. I don't know what it is, but she more recently was doing a Q&A panel, and somebody asked her about relationships, and she told them, whatever they do, don't date nobody like 50 Cent, but no rappers. And I'm like, whoa, like, Vivica, why you discriminating? Because of Curtis? Like 50 Cent got you that butt hurt, you still with Vivica? I think Vivica, she that MTV look, 50 brought her to the MTV Awards. Yeah, she missed those looks. Being on a man's arm. We ain't seen her on the man's arm since. And I was standing right there when 50 came through. Nigga 50 came through. He had Vivica Fox on his arm. You know, niggas like me was salty, like, damn, this nigga got the chick from Independence Day. That was before she started touching her face and messed up her cutie face up. Now she looked like, I don't know what she looked like who did it and ran. But I was standing right there, man. I was on the red carpet, you know, on the red carpet. Unlike you scrubs that be out here hating. Yeah, the cameraman. Yeah, I lived a good life, baby. I was on the carpet and I seen 50 come through. You know, he was with my man Hervé from Interscope. Uh, I think Yayo was probably still locked up at that time. Walker was with him. Lloyd Banks was with him. But she used to look good back then, man. I'm like, look at this nigga. This nigga got the chick for Independence Day. You know what I mean? And now she out here kicking his back in. She calling him gay, all types of stuff. That was like 22, 23 years ago, damn near 25 years ago. And she still got hate for 50. But I'm going to let y'all know, I was there. You don't believe me? I went and pulled the footage just for y'all. Now, I ain't trying to give y'all too much because y'all know I'm working on my docu-series. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we're working on my docu-series. I've been digitizing all my footage and everything. So I came across that footage and I was like, you know what? That's God. This must be perfect timing. Cause she talking about 50 and 50's probably gonna enjoy this clip, right? 50 came through with his little mobster gear on, with Vivica Fox on his arm, on the red carpet. I'm like, look at this nigga 50. Nigga got the Independence Day chick. I know y'all like, nigga Choke, you wasn't there. You wasn't there, Choke. You wasn't on the red carpet, Choke. Choke be frontin'. He wasn't there. Oh yeah? Okay, let me show you.
What's up?
See, that's before Vivica started touching that face. Look at her 50. Look at her and 50. That's Banks right here on the right with the bandana on. That's Hervé, rest in peace, with his back turned to the camera. That's Hervé right there in the blue shirt. He passed away. Rest in peace. He was the Interscope rep. He the one I was telling y'all about that got mad at me when I interviewed Afeni Shakur and you know, was telling her that people was saying that Pac was alive and he was in the mall with Dre and Suge. Um, and it had got a feeling Shakur emotional, and she wouldn't do no more interviews after she did Rap City that day. But yeah, man, look at this. Look at 50. Look at 50. 50K through holding hands with Vivica. She had the tatas out, little cleavage showing. Young Buck right there next to 50. You can't see him right there. But if I play like the whole thing when you see them walking in, you'll see all of them or whatever. But yeah, I don't know, man. You know, I don't know why Vivica is so butthurt. You know what I mean? I don't know why she's so butthurt. She missed this time right here. Walking on the carpet, getting all the attention with 50. You ain't seen her with a nigga since. Vivica, why you so mad at 50? 50, what you do to that woman, man? 50, what you do to that woman, man? She can't forget this day right here, man. She can't let it go, 50. Shout out to the G Unit crew, my man Tony Ayo, Lloyd Biggity Banks, Young Buck ain't down no more. But this was when G Unit was G Unit. G Unit. This was when that was going on. 50 was on top of the world right here. Everybody was all over 50 back then. Look at her. Look at Vivica. She's salty. Everybody wanted to interview with 50. 50, what you do to this woman, 50? She can't let this day go, brother. You see Young Buck right there with the hat on in the shades? This is why they call me the content king, baby. I lived it. You know what I mean? I lived it. Never thought the camera would take me so far, boy. Took me all around the world, the best moments with the biggest celebrities. Vivica, you remember this? 50, remember this?
What's up?
One more time for the record.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Joke, no joke. The content king coming soon. Coming soon. You think that's something? That's nothing. That's like 1 second, 2 seconds out of my catalog. Wait till y'all see all of, oh my God. I can't even give it away. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be so nostalgic. You know what I mean? But shout out 50. Shout out Vivica. You know I love you, baby. Last time I seen Vivica in person probably was like the ABFF um with and what's Marvette Brito. And this is when Lee Daniels was first putting out the what's the name of that movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. Oh God, it was the worst movie ever. Shadow Boxer. It was just so weird. And they got mad at me because I was like, I didn't like it. And in the industry, you got to play politics and lie and say the movie was great. And that's when I started learning all the politics in the movie. Because Vivica was like, Artie, that is a good movie, Artie. And I'm like, how she know my name? And I look, she with Marvette. I was like, Marvette then told Vivica my name, like, yo, we got to convince Choke to say that the movie's good. He got influence. We can't have him going around saying the movie's bad. That movie was horrible. I remember seeing me and Lee Daniels. We was uh we was at the Lowe's. That's where the ABFF was being held at. And what you call it, Marvette Brito and Lee Daniels was coming up the escalator and I was going down, right? And as we passing each other, um, Marvette says to Lee Daniels, yeah, Artie doesn't like your movie. And right. So Lee Daniels, he looking at me like, damn, brother. Like, and I just turned around because Monique was a crackhead in the movie. And this is like goddamn 2003, 4. Like, who the hell is still crackheads in movies at that time? Right. So Lee Daniels looked at me like, damn, brother, you don't like my movie? I put the black fist up. I was like, our sisters ain't crackheads in the year 2003, 4, 5, whatever year it was and stuff. And he just looked at me like, uh, I get that, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And then later on, he did I think his next movie after that was Precious. And then he kind of took off from there. Um, yeah, so I already knew he was like on some weirdo time. He had Cuba Gooding and there. Cuba Gooding was dressing like a tranny. Uh he was having sex with his stepmother. It was just the weirdest goddamn movie. I mean, it was weird, bro. It was weird. So by the time Empire and all that came around, I already knew he was weird. But shout out to Lee Daniels. You got an Oscar with your creativity, brother. I can't knock you. However you get it, you get it. But I definitely wasn't jacking our sisters being crack. And then Monique is the crackhead in the movie, but she's paying for a white boy to putting the white boy through college and he become a nurse or a doctor or whatever. And she's so intelligent enough to put this white boy that she dated through college and get his medical degree, but she's the black woman smoking crack. Like I was just so upset with that movie. It was just so goddamn weird. But yeah, Shadow Boxer. That was I think Lee Daniels' first feature film, and I've known him since then. But shout out to Marvette Brito. Shout out to Vivica A. Fox. Shout out to Lee Daniels. Shout out to 50 Cent. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Been there, done that. Met them all. You know, shout out to Marvette Brito too, because I remember her taking helicopters with us uh, when we used to fly from New York to Philly to the set of The Woodsman. Dame and financed or invested in that movie, The Woodsman, when Kevin Bacon played the pedophile. I think that was another Lee Daniels movie. Like Lee Daniels, I don't know, bro. His imagination is a little different. Like I'm looking at Dame like, why are you investing in a movie about a pedophile, my nigga? Like, Dame, the hood or black culture is not going to sit in no movie and watch no man. go have sex with kids, my nigga. Like, why are you investing in that? Because it was Kevin Bacon. You know, Dame, he loved white people. You know, if it's white is right with him. And that's when he invested in that movie. And that's why Lee Daniels owed him that $2 million. You remember when Dame ran down on Lee Daniels because he had owed him 2 million. Dame had gave him the money for that movie, and then I'm not sure if yeah, because his first movie was Shadowboxer, then it was The Woodsman, and then after The Woodsman came Precious, and then he got the Oscar for Precious, and then he blew up because Monique was in Shadowboxer as the crackhead chick, and then she got the lead and Precious. Then they got the Oscar for that. Then Lee Daniels blew up, and then after that, I think he did Empire. If he didn't do another film, and he took off from there. And then he got rich and forgot about Dame giving him that 2 million for The Woodsman, and it all started from there. And I was there for it all. I seen it all, right? But